the freaking moon. General Greene here. General Greene here. What is up? Hawaii booyah! Like and share. Let me know you got audio and you got visual with the general, with General Greene. They're not really sharing my videos too much anymore, so I need the Christian warriors to get out and hit the like button. But first, happy post-Easter. I hope you had a wonderful day. You are all on a sacred mission by God to spread the good cheer and, of course, the gospel of not just Christ, but liberty and freedom worldwide. So let's take in the view today. We got some action, some gardeners cutting the grass down there right now. But beautiful freaking beachfront here in beautiful Hawaii. Booyah. Our fifth acquisition with no bank debt on behalf of islandproject.com. We got number 6 at Trump Tower as I announced over the last couple days, and huge updates. So not only is Island Project Founders Round coming to a close, we've put the nail in the freaking coffin, but we're being set to tokenize in 2025 for all of our members of 1000X. And also our portfolio is now fully in operation. We got members coming in from all around the world, staying at our beautiful properties across Hawaii, across Park City, Deer Valley, booyah, upwards and onwards. We're really excited about that. I will bring on Papa John at some point, probably later this afternoon. We're gonna give you a full update portfolio review. And by the way, we just broke a new record for the project on our appraised value, our market value of our aggregate portfolio with no bank debt. So all glory to God. But we're here to talk about the Pope today and a whole lot more, because we got some huge updates on this Monday. Not only that, but the stock market is crashing, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about that and a whole lot more. And please like and share. I'm going to give you the skinny of what's going on here at islandproject.com from the guy that's gotten it right with Bitcoin, of course, tokenized real estate, way ahead of Larry Fink. I was way ahead Bitcoin. Then Donald Trump, God bless him, he's doing some amazing things. And we're going to talk about that today. So Donald Trump basically called, then we'll get to the Pope, a quote, Jerome Powell, a loser, that he really needs to start cutting interest rates, or he says there's going to be a massive slowdown here in the United States. We definitely don't want that. We don't want a slowdown. So we're seeing markets collapse as we predicted. But here's what a lot of people aren't seeing. This is a great decoupling. This is the great decoupling. So notice that crypto's trading higher. The Bitcoin's up at 87,000. RSR's up like 7-8%. By the way, you should be getting into that. I hope you are. While U.S. equities and stocks collapse. So we have Bitcoin's a canary in the coal mine. It's telling us there's massive hyperinflation. It tells us that the American people and people worldwide are very concerned about what's happening. It's telling us they're getting their money out of the banks. That's why gold's hitting a new all-time high, Bitcoin, well on its way to 200, 300,000 later this year. And I'm not the only one saying it. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki, born and raised out here in Hawaii, for example, I mean, he's saying the same thing, 200,000, 300,000. He says, basically, America's done, the debt's done, sovereign wealth collapse, all of it's going to transfer into real assets. And I might not agree on everything and every point that he talks about, but he is right about that. So I really want you to understand this is, a massive, epic, seismic shift where the global economy is headed. And as I've prognosticated for a very long time, it's going to wipe out the middle class and everyone that owns crypto, real estate, real assets, real money, physical stuff with cash flows, with enjoyment, with life. That's going to win. So we all know what's going to win and we all know what's going to lose. The American people are going to if they don't get their money out of the banks and they're not getting out of USD, US dollars. So it's so important that you do that. And let's talk about the Pope, because is it just me, but when I was going to bed last night, enjoying my Easter Sunday with my father, I didn't post much, and my family, we're hanging out. We're so thankful. My father and I looked at each other a couple of times the other day and we're like, man, we're grateful. Wow. Giving each other hugs like, oh man, I love you, man. Praying to God and giving worship to the King on beautiful Resurrection Day too. I mean, let's just look at the view one more time. It's freaking insane. Like literally the Resurrection Day yesterday was crystal clear. Was absolutely crystal clear. I don't know if you can see that out there. You can see the waves coming in, but I could see all the way up to the mountains, all the way up to the mountainside. It was absolutely insane. So it was this beautiful, iconic, epic day and journey yesterday. But then I noticed as I was going to bed, boom, just like a flash bulb went out or something, that the Pope is gone. And I was thinking to myself, wow, this is this natural? It almost seems too convenient, right? That he dies on the Easter Monday, and I'm not particularly Catholic, but I just found it a little bit odd. And I'm curious what your thoughts are. Do you think that the Pope's dismissal, we'll call it, was actually organic? Or do you think it's somehow crafted and organized for the particular day? It just seems really odd. Now, I'm not going to put a lot of, I guess, precedent on Nostradamus. But for those of you who know who Nostradamus is, he actually predicted the Pope would die in 2025. And I just wanted to bring it up because it's kind of crazy. And of course, we know all these prognosticators, et cetera, that don't know God. I don't know if Nostradamus knew Jesus Christ. I have no idea. Maybe he did. So correct me if I'm wrong. But, we know the occult taps into the evil nature of those kinds of things too, and will foretell future events. So, for example, Nostradamus not only predicted that the Pope would die in 2025, he also predicted of another great plague, another great war. He's predicted what happened in 2020, by the way, and a whole lot of other kind of scary hocus pocus type stuff, which I find very strange. I also find the Pope's death is also extremely symbolic, I believe, to where we are in the world today. This is a seismic shift in politics. We've never seen more polarization. I've been talking about that too lately. And it's becoming more clear, I think, to a lot of us what Trump is doing here. I mean, this is a very disruptive period of political action. So Trump is cleaning house. I mean, he's ruffling a ton of feathers. He's pissing a lot of people off. And he's setting up what he told us again at the congressional speech. He said, look, there's going to be some disruption in the economy. There's going to be some uncertainty. But then once he checks off all the boxes, what did he say? We're going to enter a golden age. He said he's going to build the Golden Dome. He's going to do all these things. And I think that's pretty much what we're seeing now. So you have to look at it from a second term perspective too. He has limited time to get things done. He's brought in technologists like Elon Musk and others. And I'll be frank, I think they have information that they'll never release to the American public. I actually think they might be aware of a catastrophic cosmic event. I actually really believe this. Maybe you've heard of the Doomsday Glacier. Have you ever heard of that before? Well, go look that up. I mean, it's supposed to cause total devastation. And I believe that Elon Musk and Donald Trump know something cosmically. I actually really do believe this because it's the only reason why all the multi-billionaires don't focus on our planet that much. They haven't solved poverty, the fact that kids don't have enough food, that people are going hungry. They're not solving pollution, right? They're not looking at the basics. All they're doing is looking to the stars. They all want to get off the planet. So why do they want to get off the planet so quickly? Why is Elon Musk's primary objective to go to quote unquote space? Why is Jeff Bezos firing off ladies in his giant phallic symbol? That whole thing was fake, by the way, with Katy Perry. Why are they doing that? Well, they must know of some kind of cosmic event. Jeff Bezos, for example, has also predicted there will be 1 trillion human beings living interstellarly in these spacecrafts. He's really said this. I'm not making this up. Again, the world's smartest people that everyone thinks are the smartest people, they're getting the heck out of here. Okay, they want 1 trillion people in an interstellar ISS floating around like the movie with Matt Damon and Lithium. You remember that movie? Well, that's actually what they're doing. So this is incredible. And again, it's accelerating. And I told you this was going to happen. Hitting the event singularity horizon was going to accelerate this collapse, this shift. So where is it going? Again, what we know is that the elites have to put out some kind of safety net now that the inflation has just kicked off to extraordinary exponential levels. We know that there's going to be some kind of safety net because they've launched AI and artificial intelligence. I want to talk about that too. A lot of people now are becoming so heavily dependent on AI and ChatGPT or Grok that instead of going to God and the true intelligence, they're going to their cell phone. I just want to encourage you and pray to you today because I've been turning my phone off a lot recently. And I've actually been going and praying to the real king and the real intelligence and the number one intelligence in the universe, which is Jesus Christ. So I encourage you, instead of going to your stupid device, which is demonic, arguably, and controlled by very evil people, why don't you actually go to Christ, the King? I just want to encourage you because We're seeing people build entirely new religions out of this AI, artificial intelligence, and we see people not thinking for themselves anymore and instead allowing the tech to decide for them. Since I've got a guy cutting grass outside here, let me close the door. I'm gonna dampen the sound for you guys, and also I'm gonna get a cup of freaking coffee, baby! Thousand freaking X wanna get some coffee, baby! Cause the general needs for freaking coffee from the freaking penthouse, baby! I like my morning Joe. I don't know about you guys. I like my morning Joe. Okay, so hold on. Let's get some morning Joe here. God bless you all. God bless you all. And yeah, so I just wanted to make that comment about artificial intelligence for a minute, that, you know, we need to go to Christ the King. So, number one, like, you know, let's just talk about the good news here for a minute. Like, you do realize, all of you tuning in, you've been giving a sacred gift from God. A sacred gift from God. That what we do here on this platform is build kingdom wealth. I hope you understand that. We're empowering Christians around the world and God-fearing, faith-first individuals worldwide to do amazing things. I hope you understand you're living in end times right now. This is a freaking sacred mission, ladies and gentlemen, freaking sacred from the King. And I could feel the Holy Spirit yesterday, and I feel the Holy Spirit within me now. You know, I've been doing a lot of praying recently. I've mentioned, and I'm just sharing my heart with you. You know, we've had family tragedy. I lost my brother to bone cancer. I lost my mother-in-law. I just had a beautiful baby, by the way. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details, but I just had a beautiful baby, number 4. She has special needs. And I was actually really upset about it. My wife and I were, you know, when we first found out, because, you know, you start asking things like, did we do something wrong? And you know, will she live? The doctors actually didn't think she would live. And I'm going to get this testimony, actually, because some of you, I think, need to hear it. I don't know. The Holy Spirit's telling me to give it. Anyways, the doctors actually told us to have an abortion. And you know how I responded. I got in their face and said, no way in heck that was going to happen. My daughter would live in the name of Jesus Christ. But they told us that she wasn't going to make it. And she told us our baby, we named her Faith. This was before we even knew there was any, you know, supposed problem. They said that she wouldn't much live long after she was born. Of course, my wife and I prayed on it. We disagreed because God told us completely something different. And all glory to God, she was born. She's a few months old. And that's why you've seen me in Phoenix so much, because we have a long road ahead of us with surgery. She has other special needs and things like that. But what's so amazing about it, number one, I wanted to give the testimony. Unless you're actually facing something really critical like that, you don't really know how you're going to respond. You know, Christians, for example, I believe in human life. Everyone deserves to live. No matter if you have Down syndrome or you're missing a hand or you can't walk or you can't talk. I believe that every human being is a gift from the Lord Christ and that they are perfect in every way. And yeah, after just a lot of prayer and tears too, to be honest with you, you know, I've really come to realize that God has given us a real spiritual gift, something that's huge, something that's sacred, that He would only give to certain people. And I share the story with you too, because I would love your prayers, but I'm also sharing her life with you and the success too. That, again, the doctors were all wrong. The doctors gave terrible advice. The doctors told us to abort. We did the exact opposite. We relied on God and Jesus first, kept our faith. And yeah, we have an uphill battle ahead of us, but she will live and she's going to be extraordinary, and she is extraordinary and amazing and beautiful. I share that with you too because, you know, as we go through life, you're going to hit these challenges, you're going to hit these rough patches. And it's so important that when you're going through that, who is your anchor? What do you really believe? Where do you really stand? And I'll tell you, and you know where I stand in faith. And I want you to know, baby Faith, too, you know your Father will never give up on you. So to God be the glory. I share that post-Easter because I'm uplifted. I want you guys to understand what all of us together as spiritual fighters and warriors, we're going through this journey together. You are Ohana and you are family. And it's important that we stick together in these trying times as Christians, and that we rely on our brothers and sisters for support as well. And so I'm speaking to that from the bottom of my heart, that you're not alone. I can give my testimony, and I'm sure you guys have testimony. You know, my brother Cody died in my arms 2 years ago. It was the most beautiful thing that I ever experienced. His last breath came out of his nostrils. He couldn't speak, but he was speaking to me in his eyes, and I felt instantly him go to the king and crush through the universe. It was beautiful. I actually didn't even cry. I was so happy and joyful. I pretty much just got down on my knees and thanked God that he gave me something that was the most extraordinary experience of love that I've ever seen in my entire life. It might sound strange, but again, I was joyful. I was happy to know that my brother was walking again. And, you know, we have this incredible opportunity now because the world, it's just so dark. It's so dark, guys. Every day, the media just sucks. It just sucks. It rips our heart out, and it takes away the light, and it takes away the beauty that lives inside of all of us. Don't let that beauty die. That beauty is meant to shock the world in the name of the King. And so I share that with you today because our passion for life and victory that has already been won was on display yesterday on Easter Sunday, and in the miracle that is Christ and his resurrection. So I didn't sermonize yesterday for a few reasons. One was, honestly, I needed the personal time for reflection and also prayer and meditation and closeness with family members, and also just to be at one with God and to really be connected again to the number one intelligence, not some AI that some dude in a basement created. So I encourage you guys. Okay, let's get into the news. I love you freaking all. You are all freaking amazing, by the way. Let's talk about this though too, because the inflation is still going rampant. And we see Donald Trump maneuvering, of course, because he needs to force some kind of interest rate cut. They're even considering firing Jerome Powell prior to his scheduled exit in 2026. And I'm curious what you guys think about that. But what I'm seeing bottom line is, we're getting this huge sell-off in the stocks, which I said was going to happen, but then now a decoupling into crypto. So this is huge. I want you to understand this is actually a seismic event. So markets drop, the stock market drops, Bitcoin goes up. Stock market drops, RSR. Like, let's take a look at that. My number one pick right now. I was just speaking with one of my members who has $1 million with me, Mr. Plaskett. God bless you, man. He's actually out in Malibu, and luckily his place didn't burn down. He's a really great, wow, we're up 10% right now. So reserve rights is, trading at 0.0080 right now, just under 500 million market cap. So, dude, the U.S. stock, look at this. The U.S. stock market, like, check this out, man. The U.S. stock market's down 1,100 points, and one of my largest positions up 10%, along with my members and those of you that have been taking my advice. I have to say, not financial advice, but we're making money. Are we not making money? Of course we're making. I recommended Bitcoin under $1,000. I mean, we own freaking real estate. Look at this freaking penthouse, ladies and gentlemen. It's right on the freaking beach. People said I was crazy. We've got a freaking penthouse on the beach, for crying out loud, because we've gotten it all right. We've gotten it all right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you've got to be thinking outside of the box. I've told you this for years. Right when the lockdowns came, I'm like, get your money out of the banks now. That's when we launched Island Project, right? We now have this $30 million portfolio with no bank debt set to tokenize. It'll be worth billions of dollars, that all of our members get the IPO equivalent of the tokens in addition to their investment. So Mr. Plaskett has $1 million with me, for example. He gets all those gains. So if his $1 million worth $2 million, let's say a few years from now, he booked $1 million gain, right? He gets any income and he gets use if he wants, right? He come and stay at the diversified portfolio, enjoy his time. That's a huge dividend. You're paying into your own investment too. Think about this. Like, we have members at 30K, right, when we launch, but they can stay at our properties, pay 40% off the rack rate, and they're actually paying into their own investment, growing their actual investment. My dad's going to speak more to this, but I want you to understand this. Like, when you stay at Island Project properties, they appreciate more because you're actually paying into your own investment instead of staying at a hotel. You see how brilliant that is? You're paying into your own equity. So if you come and you're paying, 40% off the rack rate, you're staying time. And by the way, my members get comped all the way up to $1 million, a certain amount of use each year, we just did that because we're freaking awesome and we're Christians and we're just the gold Rolex, and a Lamborghini, a freaking real estate. We're the first in the world to do all this stuff because God told us in the digital Noah's Ark. Like, in addition to all of that, you're also getting the tokenization, which we are positioned for this year in 2025. And that's unlimited upside. So Bill might be sitting on, I can't predict future returns, but his tokens might be worth $5 million in addition to his $1 million investment that's worth 2. So then he's got $7 million. He's got the tokenization plus the physical asset that can't go anywhere, that's real, that doesn't have any downside, with no bank debt, with all the cash flows, the capital gains, and he can use the place and enjoy it with Christians around the world. Plus he made $5 million over here that came from nothing because he's in our freaking IPO. Go and do the freaking move. Do you understand? Do you understand? The victory is in Christ. We built it for Christ. We are the digital Noah's Ark. Do you understand why I've come on camera so passionately my entire life? Because we are leading for the freaking King. I hope you understand we're building kingdom wealth. And this is a sacred path and journey. And I get passionate about it. I get passionate because what we do now, folks, ladies and gentlemen, truly matters. So, other things I'm keeping my eye on. They're very concerning, but this is going to happen. It's a natural progression. Donald Trump, I commend him. He came off the pedal with the attack on Iran. I'm sorry to say, though, that's only short term. It will be framed that it was an Israeli action, but Israel will at least have a limited strike on Iranian nuclear facilities. They're going to take it out, and it could escalate further. And of course, we have the situation with China and Taiwan, which is why Trump wants Greenland, because China has now revoked our mineral rights, which we knew that they would do that as a result of the tariffs. So Trump is taking protectionist moves. He's taking embargo, active war moves, economic moves. He's putting pressure on the Fed, where he's creating volatility in the stock market, and he's operating it like a business. So I want you to think about it like this. Donald Trump's a businessman. He's very successful, whether you love him or you don't love him. He's a very successful businessman. So what is he doing? He's bringing in outsiders like Elon Musk and others that are business people, right? And he's having them go in and run it like a corporation. He's the CEO. He's telling them what to do. He's getting rid of all the glut, all the bureaucracy. He's closing our freaking borders. He's booting people's butts out that should not be here. He's getting rid of criminals and all these kinds of things. And he's really kind of doing what Bukele is over in El Salvador, which has made it a very safe place. Then they're building a new economy. I want you to understand what the new economy is. It's blockchains, tokenized assets, real estate, it's Bitcoin. This is what they're doing. He's got a crypto Cesar. They're going to build a new system. They're going to create the golden age of tech. This is what Elon Musk is doing too with this AI. Now, I disagree with like his brain chips and those things, and I tell you to use your discernment, and I'll pray against that, and I'm praying for these people. But like, again, I want you to understand where this is all headed and where this is all ultimately going. So here's what I'm saying from a spiritual perspective too. With the Pope dying, this is really a seismic event. This is seismic, and we as Christians and believers, we know too, and I'm not Catholic, but we now know that the series of events will unfold post this Pope. And what will those series of events be? Well, we're going to continue to have global conflict. We are going to continue to have an economic shift. The canary in the coal mine, again, it's real estate popping to new all-time highs. All of our properties, new all-time highs. Why? Because everyone's getting their money out of the banks and property values keep rising, plus technology. Plus this whole new tech development that you can own with greater liquidity, real estate, which you never could do before. Plus the fact that everyone's leaving the banks because they keep collapsing. Credit Suisse is dead. Rest in peace, Credit Suisse. No longer exists. Bankrupt. Went to zero. Bank run. Thank God that most of the depositors didn't lose all their money. FTX, gone. Zero. Bankrupt. Right? We had Alameda Bank, bankrupt, gone, zero, bank runs. Silvergate, Silicon Valley, bankrupt, gone, zero. So again, it's only natural that the world's smartest people are going to remove their money from the banks, bank themselves, get some international diversification, join like minds. And then also, I just want you to understand the disruptive opportunity now. There's so much opportunity to make money. So here, I'll give you a little bit of a tour here, just real quick. I know some of you have seen the place, but this is property number 5, paid $5.5 million cash. It is the best unit. It's a penthouse in the entire complex. Like literally, it's the best one in the entire complex. I should probably turn more lights on, but here's our beautiful kitchen. We've got our beautiful bedroom right here, right on the beach, a little beach front, yeah. A little beach front, yeah. Right here, right, got the king. Got a little beach volleyball down there. I don't know if you can see that. Right, we got our beach right there. And then you get all the amenities too, because I want my members to take advantage of this. And also too, if you've been thinking about coming on, get on now. The whole thing is gonna be done. The whole thing is closing, so you'll never get in again. You'll miss the opportunity of a lifetime. And of course, tokenized real estate is gonna take over the entire world. Like we already know that. I mean, that's gonna be the future, but you'll miss the IPO. You're gonna miss 1,000x gains because you didn't take the risk, you didn't get in. I'm making all my members rich that took the risk. That's the point. But all the amenities are incredible. So you get also, in addition to this is private property right here, but you get all the full amenities of the hotel, all the world-class golf, best golf in the world. You know, Mauna Kea, for example, best course, really arguably one of them in the world. All the beach access, private limo transportation. At any island you show up at Island Project, you get picked up by Black Ops Island Project limo, first class. You know, give you some water, ask if you want any champagne, a lemonade, whatever you might, coffee, whatever it is. Guy dressed in a suit, takes you to your property. We've got a loaded Jeep at every single property, like what you see here, loaded. So we got our Island Project Jeeps, and you can use any of the properties on any of the islands. So, like, what I'm saying is, look, stop looking at disruption and being like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. We should do nothing. Let's just play defense and prep. Do that 100%. Then get rich. How about you get rich too? How about you stop selling yourself short? Get rich. Get freaking rich. Why would you not get rich? Why would you not protect you and your family when you could get your money out of the banks with really cool people and people that are, you know, doing God's work, honestly, and then removing your money from the banks like JP Morgan Chase that were funding Jeffrey Epstein? See, you could choose Jeffrey Epstein funding what he was doing, or you could actually get into Island Project and hang out with Christians and vote with your wallet. You see how important that is. Now, I'm also gonna finish with this too. The general, I'm doing 2-a-days now, okay? I'm doing 2 hours a day. When I was kind of going through the heartache of my brother and some other things and, you know, some other family members passing, and I just mentioned my daughter as well, you know, you're kind of getting the crap beat out of you. So now that we're grounded, okay, again, I'm doing 2-a-days. I'm doing 2 hours a day, like cardio plus weightlifting, resistance training. I'm doing a lot of stretching. I'm doing yoga. I want to motivate you guys as well, too. We got to get in fighting shape here for end times, dude. We got to get in freaking fighting shape. So you have to understand, dude, you need to be putting in 10,000 steps a day. 10,000 freaking steps a day. You need to be doing your push-ups. You need to be doing your pull-ups. You need to be doing your dips like Papa John. You need to be doing your swimming. You need to be doing the resistance training, especially as you're getting older. So I'm going to be taking you along my fitness journey as well. So where it stands today, I've always been in pretty good shape, but I do need to work on this. You know, my goal is to get to the 10 out of the 10, like the elite 1000x level. So this is a mindset shift. This is a discipline shift to take all of you guys on this journey for me. But this is also really good for a number of reasons. Number one, your longevity, your mental health. So I was going to give you the stats on this. I am 178 right now, and I'm a little over 6 feet tall, just to kind of, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. And what's weird about it, when you're building muscle and trading some of the fat for the muscle, actually my weight, I've noticed, stays the same. So I've been as low on my intense hiking journeys and stuff and things like I've been doing in Maui. I think I even crushed like under 160 at one point when I was getting super lean, but that's because I'm like hiking like entire mountains every single day. But I want you guys to join me on this 1000x journey, not just what we're doing at Island Project, not just with the news and the media, but also your physical health and your bodies with the All-American mindset. I was a Division I All-American in water polo. I played D1 on scholarship as a freshman. I was highly recruited to schools all around the country, including Cal, Berkeley, UCI, and then of course ended up going to George Washington University, which I was able to start my first year, which is pretty incredible to play on the East Coast. And I want you to take this mindset with me in this journey in all areas and aspects of your life. So you want to make $1 million. Let's say you want to make your first $1 million, your first $100,000, or your first $10,000, your first $10 million, or your first $100 million with me this year. I'm going to help you. How can I help you do that? You've got to take a risk on yourself. Number one, shift your mind to the 1000X mindset along with the general. 2, take action and discipline today. 3, click the link below, call or text Papa John at 808-442-2934. Enjoy what we're building here and do something incredibly special and join an amazing community that lifts people up. Look, there's so much negative media out there. There's so much hate and rhetoric. It's taking people down. That's what Satan wants. He wants you in darkness. He wants you in anxiety. He wants you in depression. He wants you in fear. He wants you in division. He wants you hating your neighbor. What we do and what we stand for here at Island Project, what God stands for is the opposite: love, courage, hope, joy. Yes, there's suffering at times. Yes, there's heartache and hardship. You've heard my testimony. You know very well I'm a public figure. You've gone through testimony and hardships as well. Maybe you're going through that now. That's a part of the journey. But the path is narrow, and the narrow path is the path that you want to take. It's a harder path, but it's actually easier. That's where we're going to find hope and salvation in God. That's where we're going to build to elevate. That's where we're going to be able to excite. People ask where my passion has come from all these years, why I've done all the things I've done. Because God first, faith first. Because when you're really listening to your heart through Him, and that is open, everything else just comes to you. Again, you think and grow Bitcoin rich first before you get Bitcoin rich. You think and grow islandproject.com rich before you get rich. So I'm here to help you. Now, RSR, I've given that tip for free, and I've done that for a reason. It's going to make a lot of you a lot of money. Many of you will become millionaires with RSR. You're welcome. To God be the glory. Okay? Once you, number one, take action. That's RSR Reserve, right? Soon to be listed on Coinbase. Coinbase Ventures, investment, Peter Thiel, Sam Altman. But when these gains come, and you need to be DCAing now, right? What do you want to do? You want to be getting into real assets. The number one sure thing is what we've already built here at the project. It's already been built. So I want you to understand too, and think about this investment here for a minute. Think about this opportunity. It's already built. So again, I'm going to do a whole video with my father here later this afternoon. It's already built, guys. Okay, it's not a vision, it's not an idea, it's already physically built. So right now as a member, you can enjoy 6 properties that we've currently bought. We've been DCAing all the properties. There's going to be 13. Okay, we're already nearly completely fundraised. So the doors are closing. Now we're going to tokenize, raise hundreds of millions, billions of dollars more, and that's going to buy out hundreds of more properties worldwide. Now, before the founders round is done, as we've been DCAing and negotiating and getting the deals, just like this place, we're buying a mansion in Thailand. So we also are expanding overseas. We're providing that diversification that we're going to need internationally, and there's just huge opportunities. I mean, our $5-6 million deployed in Thailand is going to be a 3-story mansion with a butler, with a yacht, and a helicopter in front. You think I'm joking, but it's really going to include that. Full-time private staff, private security, chefs. Last time I was in Thailand, man, it was crazy. My wife was having her birthday. I had a French chef literally come in. He's cooking all brunch for like 20 people. And it's pennies on the dollar compared to the United States of America. He was actually a very famous chef. I forget what his exact name was. And it's just amazing how much further your dollar goes. So you're going to be seeing more international diversification this year. And I'm putting your head around this. Here's why. Because a lot of you are thinking very negatively right now. A lot of you are thinking in a very dark place, and you're not optimistic enough. You're honestly not optimistic enough. You need to be getting really super aggressive here, because this is where the real gains and the real money will be made in crypto and life, and with your health and wellness, with your body, with your family, with your relationships, all of those things. But it's going to take discipline. So I think my big takeaway point today is get this to the 1000X level along with me today. Click the link below. Make sure you come in. 808-442-2934. That's 808-442-2934. Call Papa John. Let me have a sip of Joe. Call Papa John or text him. Text is a good way. Fill out an app, right? Hit the app with a minimum of 150 units, like Eleanor out of Sedona. Just came in with her and her beautiful husband out of Sedonia. She's a spiritual warrior. Came out with 150. I mentioned Mr. Sagos came out. He's from New York. He just DCA'd. He's one of my early investors. I've got many investors all the way up to 1,000 units, $1 million bucks. I got investors at 500 units, 250 units, 150 units. And also, when we originally launched 2 years ago, I had so many amazing individuals come in with 30. By the way, there's a secret beach right there. Right over there. It's called Turtle Cove. I saw a turtle yesterday, a little baby, little turtle. It's like, hey, Mr. Greene, hi, how are you doing? I'm like, hey, mwah, mwah. And by the way, Uncle Cody, my brother, he always comes to me in the form of a cardinal. He visited this morning. What's up, bro? He's always visiting, man. He's always visiting because you see, again, what is the number one driving force in life? It's faith and it's God. So with the Pope gone, with World War III here, with Donald Trump, the private sector CEO, along with Elon Musk and a lot of these arguable geniuses, some of them call them the freaking new Einsteins. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what they say. We've got to be thinking ahead of where this is going. AI, robots, blockchain currency reset. This is the digital reset 2.0, right? This is an upgrade of USD. By the way, we got a little den over here. I have my interior decorator upgrading all this and stuff for members. We're going to put a trundle in. So there's going to be a trundle. This is like an office room. So this will sleep like 2 kiddos over here for all of our members that join in. Maybe I'll even put another TV in there. That'd be pretty dope. And then this will sleep 6 comfortably. The average nightly rate, this is the best unit in the whole place, penthouse, again, on the beach, beachfront. You can hear the waves right in the morning. That's worth $5 million bucks right there. Commands roughly about $1,200 a night, to give you an idea, right? But let's say you have 250 units with us, you actually stay here comp for free for a week. And then if you stay longer, you get 40% off the rack rate. And as you're paying that huge discount, you're actually paying into the investment itself, growing your actual physical investment. I want you to wrap your heads around this because the stocks keep collapsing and many Americans keep losing all their money. My members are only making money. So I'm just stressing the point. Stocks are going down, we're going up. Okay, stocks are going down, my blockchain's going up. Stocks are going down, Bitcoin is going up. Stocks are going down, Americans are losing all their money, RSR is going up. Decoupled out of the banks, in a real physical asset on the freaking beach where you can sun your freaking balls with your wife. Okay, you can't go walk on the beach with your wife with your stock. Okay, so understand this freaking fact. It's fun too. Don't you want to have fun in your life? Why would you want your money in a freaking stupid like 401k or something when you could self-direct it with us and go live your dream? That is so much more cool. That is so much more amazing. So again, think about this too, because life is a flash too. A lot of you are waiting to live your life, waiting to live your freaking retirement. Well, my brother never did that. He didn't even make it to 40. So what the heck are you guys doing out there? Waiting for the diagnosis? Waiting for collapse? Don't wait. So get on the up and up with us. Do something extraordinary. Do something cutting edge and innovative. And, really I've thought about this too. We're such a traditional real estate investment and we designed it that way, but that's not real. We've designed it with no downside, no bank debt, no leverage. But really this is the opportunity for a lot of you that don't understand blockchain and Bitcoin to be in a turnkey investment that gives you all the 1,000x potential gains. Kind of like a venture capitalist. You can't just go out and buy the latest IPO on Wall Street unless you got friends like Goldman Sachs or you've got a certain net worth. But you can buy Island Project, get the same darn exposure to the Bitcoin revolution with no downside, plus our token launch, which only could possibly go up. Think about this too. Even if we never tokenize, you've still made a ton of money in the investment because the real estate's only going to go up in a legacy long term with no bank debt. There is no downside. There's only upside. So if you're sitting there and you're feeling depressed today and you're watching the stock market collapse as I predicted, you're watching Bitcoin decouple from the market as I predicted, you're watching tokenized real estate take over the world, which we've done now. So now we own 6 properties. We're going under a new one at Trump Tower in Waikiki for crying out loud. There's going to be 13. Then there's going to be 100 worldwide. I'm not talking about it. We've already done it. There's a difference between talking and actual action. And then this is it, guys. You're looking at one of them right now. Okay, we have multiple mansions now. Multiple mansions. Freaking Deer Valley, Utah. Freaking right on the mountain. Mansion. Okay, Maui, mansions. Waikiki, beachfront. Right on the beach. Big Island, right on the beach. Stop waiting around because a lot of you get all excited. You're going to be coming to me a month from now telling me how great things are when we're hitting new all-time highs. But that's not where you're going to make the money. You're going to make the money now. When stocks are down, by getting into my project today, by texting my dad now, making sure you're in the founders round before you're unable to get into it. You understand what I'm saying? Because once our token is trading worldwide, that's going to be great. It's going to send our valuation into the multiple billions of dollars, make all of my current investors rich. That's why I launched the founders round, because my founders will get rich once we tokenize. Once we tokenize, just up only from there. It's one big giant equivalent stock IPO, not financial advice, I have to say. That's what it is. The entire world is going to be buying Island Project. They'll be buying $1,000 worth of Island Project, $100 worth of Island Project, $1 million worth of Island Project. They'll be buying it on our proprietary blockchain as we continue to fund worldwide expansion in the name of Christ and building kingdom wealth. I want you to understand what we're building here. You have only seen a touch of the surface of the power of God, which is why he designed what we have built here. Because it would have never been pulled off. It could have never happened. And it would not exist unless God came to me in a vision, which he did several years ago, and told both my father and I to build the project. I love you all. Jesus Christ is King. I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day and amazing day. I want you to know I love you, and I'm praying for all of you tuning in. Join me on getting physically jacked. Join me on living your best life in service to the Lord, not for yourself and your own ego, but for others. Lift people up, okay? I want you charitable. I want you donating. I want you to give into your churches. I want you to be the silent witnesses. I want you to be the uplifting individuals, lifting people up. I want you to be the positivity that we need in a dark world, because I'm telling you now, the prophecies here with the Pope gone, a series of very dark events are coming worldwide. It's going to include geopolitical events that Donald Trump's going to be fighting. It's going to be including new wars. It could include another plague. Dollar collapse, that's guaranteed. We know that's going to happen. That's the economic side of it. It's going to be very important that you're maintaining the correct mindset. Again, let the lion roar. This to me is a beautiful custom painting here. Let the lion roar. This is the fire of your heart right there. Right there. Feel it thump. Feel it thump. So I love you. More updates like these coming soon. I want to hear your thoughts. Please like and share. Please get this out to the viewing public. Share the gospel. Share the good news. All know that I'm praying for all of you tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day. Shout out to my father as well and all your tremendous hard work helping build out this amazing portfolio along with myself and our members. And congratulations to all of our members. Reach out. I have a newsletter coming, right? Start booking your use, enjoy, and then tell everyone you know about what we've been doing. Everything that what we've already done. Go share the good word and prepare for literally a rocket ship in 2025. It's a guarantee. I am General Greene. I am the founder of the Island Project, the digital Noah's Ark. I've been commanded by God as his general to save souls, and it's absolutely what I'm going to continue to do for the rest of my life. God be with you all. I'm praying for all of you today, and we'll end in prayer. Dear God, we call on your power, your greatness, your glory to fill the hearts and minds and souls and bodies of all my amazing subscribers tuning in. We ask for your forgiveness and direction following your narrow path. We beg of you to lead us forward. We call on your amazing resurrection yesterday as we witnessed and bared witness as your current disciples did, and as we live as your disciples today. We call on the Spirit to be the light shattering the darkness of this world. We call for peace. We call for hope. We call for healing for those tuned in. Your greatness, your love. You are the living Christ. You are the living God. You are the master intelligence. We don't go to ChatGPT. We go to Christ the King in steadfast prayer when we have a question. You are our anchor. You are our foundation. This audience is freaking amazing, ladies and gentlemen. And I love you all. You are the 1000X. God bless.